Hello everyone and welcome to this brand new channel, English Grammar with Ameya sir, and our topic for discussion today is transformation of an assertive statement into an exclamatory one. I welcome you all and let's get started. Well, in order to change it from assertive to exclamatory, let's first understand what is an assertive sentence. An assertive sentence is a plain statement, and note that it is not assertive, it's assertive. So an assertive statement is a plain statement, therefore it is also known as a declarative sentence. They end with a full stop, and example would be the sun rises in the east, Raj goes to the school every day, and so on. What is an exclamatory sentence then? An exclamatory sentence, notice the spelling, it is not exclamatory sentence, so there's no I. An exclamatory sentence expresses strong emotions, feelings, etc., and they terminate with an exclamatory mark. And that's a really important thing to remember. Often students make the correct transformation, but they do not end it with an exclamatory mark. Exclamatory sentences end with exclamatory mark. Let's look at examples here. What a great scientist he was. How cold it is. Note that exclamatory sentences begin with what, how, and in some cases with if, which we shall see later in the video. So how to go about the transformation? Well, the first thing to look for is the presence of any articles. If there exists any article, then that is before the adjective or adverb, we should then, in that case, start the exclamatory sentence with what. Otherwise, we should use how. Now, it will be best if we can study this with help of some examples. And so, let's get started. Look at the first example. It was a very brave decision. I'll repeat, it was a very brave decision. Now, here we see article a before the adjective brave. Thus, we should begin with what. And so the answer, what a brave decision it was. I want you all to also understand that the first two words became the last two words. It's not always that way, but it's more or less an important thing to bear in mind. Often I've come across students when they are confused. What a brave decision was it? What a brave decision it was. So keep that in mind. Note that the first two words became the last two words. That's exactly what my point was. More examples. He was extremely poor. I repeat, he was extremely poor. Now here we do not notice an article before the adjective poor. Therefore, the answer should begin with how. So the answer is how poor he was. Again, point to be noted, he was. The first two words becoming the last two words. Okay, the position of articles is very important. I've mentioned in this video before that the articles that appear before an adjective, adverb, they are to be considered, and not just any article which exists in the line. So let's take up an example. The earth looks lovely from the space. Now here we notice that there are a couple of articles, but they are for the nouns, that is for earth and space. So the earth and the space, it's not an article before the adjective. Here the adjective is lovely. So in this case we ought to begin the exclamatory with how, although you see that there are these two articles, the earth and the space, because point to be noted, they are not before an adjective or adverb. Therefore in this case the answer will turn out to be how lovely does the earth look from the space. Now I want you to study this. The earth looks lovely from the space. Here you had S form of the verb. The earth looks, and that's why you use does in the answer. How lovely does the earth look from the space and not looks. That's the thing to keep in mind. Now removal of some words from the assertive sentence is very important to remember as well. An exclamatory sentence is already a strong and emotional one. So we must eliminate words such as very, extremely, indeed, etc. So for example, she was indeed riding fast. How fast was she riding? We have eliminated the word indeed here. We will also now see very quickly what to do when there is no auxiliary present in the sentence. So when you have auxiliaries such as is, was, were, are, it becomes easier to transform. But then what to do in their absence? So we have to consider the tense of the sentence and then accordingly use do, does, did, and then go about it. So for example, the soldier ran quickly indeed. I'll say it again. The soldier ran quickly indeed. Now here, ran will tell you that it is the past tense, and therefore the answer, how quickly did the soldier run? So because it was past, we used did, and because we used did, ran changed to run. So how quickly did the soldier run? And if you are smart enough, you must have noticed that it is incorrect to end it with a full stop. It should end with an exclamatory mark. Actually, it was a part of my idea to ask you at the end of this presentation, but anyway, I'm just revealing it right now. It should end definitely with an exclamatory mark. Next one. She sings sweetly. How sweetly does she sing? Definitely here what you need to note is that because it sings with the S, you use does. So how sweetly does she sing, and therefore sings will become sing. You will eliminate the S there. Before we go on to the next slide, let me quickly tell you again, this line over here should end with an exclamatory mark. It was a part of my idea actually to check how good your observation is towards the end of the video, but since I said it anyway, I'll just clarify. Okay, lines with subjunctive mood. Now what to do here? Now when you express something like, I wish I were a king, you can make an exclamatory, and that was the point I was making earlier about the use of if. So in this case, the exclamatory is going to be, if only I were a king. Again, the ending is with exclamatory mark. I wish I could fly. If I could fly. Or you could also say, if only I could fly. So that is exclamatory. And now it's time for a test. So here are 10 sentences for you. You got to transform the following into exclamatory sentences. Now I want you to be ready with a pen and paper and really give it a try. I want you to pause the video because now after this you will be able to see the answers. So I really recommend that if you are ready with a pen and paper or you're getting ready anyway, pause the video and only resume when you have the answers with you. Okay, so I assume that you had paused the video and now it's time for the answers. So here are the answers to those questions, and let me know what your score was as usual. That should be a part of the comment that you leave. And thank you so much for giving me this chance to share this information with you. Hope it was helpful. Subscribe to our channel if you like what we do, and until next video, as I always say, keep learning, keep enjoying, have a nice time. Until next video,